Hi, my name is Elizabeth Alberto Lopez, and I am from Indiana Math and Science Academy North, and I'm in 10th grade. And my project title is Which Type of Paper Makes the Most Aerodynamic Airplane? Um, my research topic is aerodynamics, and my research question is which type of paper makes the most aerodynamic paper airplane? And for my hypothesis is if I use notebook paper, then it will go farther than the others because it's lighter. In this project, I make 3 different paper airplanes that will have the same design but different materials. And 3 materials I chose as notebook construction and sketchbook papers. I threw them in the same direction and measured the distance each airplane traveled for the results. I expected the notebook paper airplane to travel the furthest because it's lighter and not heavy. I wanted to do this project because I was curious. I wanted to investigate this, and it will provide knowledge to others who are also curious about this. My experimental design included me making 3 paper airplanes with the same design but made with different materials. I threw them in the same direction of meter sticks and measured the distance traveled. I repeated this process 2 more times and put it into trials. This is my method I am doing to make this experiment work. And for my variables, my control variables are the setting where the experiment is taking place and the design of the airplane. My independent variable is the type of paper. Lastly, my dependent variable is the distance traveled by each airplane. Down below is the index of my data. There are 3 trials of each paper airplane. The notebook and sketchbook paper had similar distances because in terms of weight, they are similar. The construction paper had a big difference in distance between notebook and sketchbook papers. This is because the construction paper weighs more and is more thick. On the top margin is the type of paper and the trials number and the average of all trials. And for the other 3 columns and rows, this is the paper's material type and the distance they traveled in centimeters. This is the graph data that this project has. This graph is to visually show the distance traveled in each trial, as you can see the data with the notebook paper airplane. Right there on the right is a sample graph. The first 3 columns are the trials. The last one is the average of all 3 trials of each paper airplane. The word on the bottom is the type of paper the airplane is. The numbers on the left is the distance in centimeters. There are 2 types of data in this project. This data can be considered reliable because they're trials and the data can show a pattern. This adds on to the reliability. You can use a t-test to see if there's a difference. We'll take the mean of all 3 trials of each paper airplane. The notebook paper has a mean of 209 centimeters rounded. The sketch paper has 202 centimeters, and the construction paper has 146 centimeters rounded. This statistically shows that the notebook paper traveled the furthest than the other ones. These results of the paper airplanes can prove my hypothesis right. So what meaning do these results give? Although this information can be some use for the ordinary. People who are manufacturing paper airplanes can. Engineers need to manufacture airplanes so they can fly efficiently and be safe for humans at the same time. When making airplanes, they need to think of the right material that is durable yet not too heavy. This experiment can be used as a scaled-down version of the engineers can have as background knowledge. Heavy material can be durable but can affect the overall flight. This can be referenced back to the construction paper in my experiment. It is thick material, but that affected its overall distance. Looking at the data, the notebook paper is more suitable since it traveled the farthest. People who look at this data for the first time can infer that based on only the data, this data supports the hypothesis I stated. The next step for this is to test other types of materials. Like, for example, I can use postcards or even cardboard. This application of this project is for background knowledge. You can have this as a useful tip if you plan on doing an experiment on paper airplanes and you need paper that is suitable for traveling far. If I were to repeat this experiment 1 more time, I will use different types of materials. I could also implement different designs with different types of wings. I use a simple design to not make it complicated. And here's my bibliography.